Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It's Monday, March 1st. Woo woo. I love it because it's the first of the month and like it's, we're starting like fresh off of a full moon yesterday or 2 days ago. And so I so appreciate everyone being here. I see there's a couple of people hopping on live already. Today I am talking with Cici, and we are talking about the promotion of the RiZe tribe. And really what the promotion of the RiZe tribe is all about is it starts with self. It starts with one individual person. And that one person ripples out into another, into another, into another. And all of a sudden we have a tribe. Right? And right now there are 8 people in the tribe besides myself. So I'm the 9th. And I'm feeling this calling and I'm wanting to build up the tribe. I'm wanting to build up the consciousness, the awareness of what we are all here to do on this planet, which feels kind of like a big statement. It feels like a big to-do list, so to speak, right? But it's really not, actually. And what it is it whatever feels good in your soul, whatever feels good in your bones, that's what you're meant to do, and that's what you're meant to follow. And sometimes we just forget that. And so the purpose of this live is just to talk a little bit more about that. So Cici, there was a few times this past weekend where I thought, well, maybe I should ask this, or maybe I should ask that. And I started to think of a question in my head. And then really quickly, I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to roll with it. I'm just going to let like whatever comes up, come up. And we're just going to talk about it. So before we actually get into this, I'd like to ask everyone that's here live with me right now to maybe comment and tag a friend or a family member or someone you know that might be struggling to find or to feel their purpose, or maybe they know it, but they just want a little bit more assistance in believing that they can have it and believing that they're deserving of it. Because I think that sometimes it's so hard when we're in it, right? We're kind of in that dark place to see that there is light at the end of the tunnel, to use like, a pretty common phrase. But it's really hard when we're kind of in this not feeling good state. And the reason why is because that energy creates more of the same kind of energy, creates more of the same kind of energy. And quite often it's just a friend, like we were saying, Cici, just before I hit the go live button, it just is like a friend that says, I'm seeing this person and she's helped me so much. And that's kind of what happened with you, right? And so right before I hit go live, I also told Cici, I was like, someone's going to watch this and they're going to consider you as that friend, even though they've probably never seen you before, met you before. But they're going to trust you, and they're going to know, and they're going to understand your story, and they're going to resonate with your story as well, and understand, well, I'm feeling like she did when she first started seeing Chantel, me. And if I can have what she has now, yeah, like, how? Sign me up. And we'll talk about that at the very end as well. So, okay, let me officially announce you, Cici. I'll let you go ahead and just like say a little bit about who you are, maybe how you found me. I know I talked about that a little bit. And I want to say thank you so much also for being here live with me. This is your very first live, you were telling me just before, that you've ever done, right? I know. And I've done a handful of them, a good handful of them, but it's still a little nerve-wracking for me. So, I'll be honest, I do one of these like right before I go live a lot. Like whatever it takes to just like get a little bit more loose and just pretend like we're having just a girlfriend talk, that, yeah. Other people will probably watch also though. All right, my friend, take it away.
Oh, hello. I am Cici. I am a hairstylist based in Salt Lake City. Um, I I am here. I've been here in the United States since I was 13. Um, my parents divorced when I was 14 years old. I was really young. After that, my mom kind of raised me and my sister, and she was a great mom. And now I am a hairstylist, and I love it. And it's kind of crazy because I always kind of had a little bit of like my parents got a divorce, and you kind of never really get over it, and it's scary, right? It's scary because now I'm gonna be a mom. I'm 13 weeks, And so there's just a lot of like things that go through your head. What kind of mom am I going to be? Um, just everything, you know. And I met Melody, my friend, that recommended Chantel maybe 7 years ago. And so we were chatting, and she talked to me about Chantel and how much she loved Chantel and how much better she felt every time she went to see her. So I was like, I need that. I need somebody that I can talk to and just kind of feel better, and guide me through a little bit of like those scary moments that you have sometimes. So then I called Chantel. Fun enough, I called her like the next day, and we did a FaceTime call, and I just like loved the energy that we had. I love that I could connect with you, and I love that I could trust you. So I just felt very, so for me that was really important to feel like I trust somebody. So I just finished my 5th session with Chantel, and it was really, really amazing. So that's a little bit about me.
Thank you so much. There's a little bit of delay with your internet on my side, but I got most of what you're saying. And so thank you so much. Oh, we've lost Cici. She'll come back. So let me, first of all, what I'll say is that as we're waiting for Cici to come back, is that anything that I share here, I've already talked to her about. She's gave me permission to talk about. Are you back?
Yes.
The beauty of the internet, right? Okay, and I also have like something popping up on the screen. Oh, okay, yeah. So like the comment from Melody. I'm still figuring out this whole StreamYard. I love that. Look at all those. Sending my love to you, Cici, from Mel. Okay, so I was just telling them, Cici, is like you lost internet, came back, that anything we talk about here, you've given me permission. There are some people that I work with and it's completely private, 100%. I never even, like I might share their stories. They've given me permission to share their stories, but I never use their real names. I don't even use initials. And some people that are just like, don't even share my story. This is 100% private. And so I meet everyone wherever they're at, everywhere from don't even talk about my story, please. This is just between us. 100%. I honor that. All the way to let's go live on Facebook and talk about me, right? And everywhere in between. And I love and appreciate like everyone that I work with, and I meet them on their level and I respect where they're at. And so I love also that we're here right now so we can talk about this because, you talk about your childhood a little bit, and that really is the heart of what we do with EFT, the emotional freedom techniques, and the tapping on the meridian points on our body, because so often we then get into relationships ourselves, right, as adults, and we don't realize it's this unconscious thing that we're creating these patterns moving forward into our lives. And quite often we feel like we're protecting ourselves or we're doing something that's really right. And we don't realize that what we're doing is we're just repeating some patterns. And it could be something that was like, had no emotional attachment to it. It was not like anything really dramatic. Like you talked about your parents' divorce, which was obviously a big thing in your life, a traumatic event in your life. But what I find fascinating with the work that we do is that it quite often, or I shouldn't say quite often, but I'm never surprised when it's something that happened that was just like, oh, and I didn't even realize that I then drew a connection, drew another connection, drew another connection. And it's why I'm behaving in this kind of a way. It's why I can't have, X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. So I think that, like you said, we've only had 5 sessions. And I know I asked you before this, Cici, if I could share that our first time on Facebook, on our FaceTime call, we met and you were out in your car, right? And you were crying and you were very upset. And just kind of like, and I think that there's so many women out there right now, and men as well, that are feeling kind of lost, that are feeling kind of like, here I am, and I have no idea what to do with this particular instance that you're going through in your life. And it often just takes someone on the outside of that to be able to help you and see the other,
Yes.
your way through it,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like knew you were a therapist, like I knew I needed to like go to a therapist because I wanted to, just to heal and just feel better. And I really didn't know what I was like getting myself into. And so I feel like I go a lot with energy, and I feel so good just talking to you that first time. And it made me feel really comfortable. Like I could share things with you. Um, and you just being there for me was like really huge for me, so it was it was amazing. It was just an amazing connection, and I feel like I've had a therapist before, and the connection just wasn't there. So I feel like that connection that I had with you, and that I was could trust you and share with you, and that you were there to help me, just really really um push me to like want to be like, yeah, let's do the 5 sessions, and let's see. I have nothing to lose.
Right. Yeah, and everything to gain as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of like talking about the RiZe tribe that I'm kind of promoting here also, and like talking and sharing your story, is that I start with 5 sessions. I think it's actually 6 sessions now. And that leads you into the RiZe tribe. And the RiZe tribe is the collection of the individual people that I've been working with. And then I know what happens on a group healing kind of platform where we come together once a month. It's always the first of the month, the first Saturday of the month from 10 to noon and MST. And I create something together when we're together as a collective in this group. And it's by invite only. It's after you've done your 5, 6 sessions privately with me that I know that we all energetically connect and that we're all here for that same kind of purpose. And so I think it's probably like, thank you so much for saying everything that you just did too. It's probably really important to clear up that I am not a therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What I am is I am a practitioner and I'm certified in emotional freedom techniques for manifestation. And those techniques, plural, are where we do very acupressure kind of things, where we tap on the meridian points that are mapped out throughout our body, the energy points in our body. And the goal is to calm the amygdala. The goal is to calm your nervous system in order to release what is no longer serving you, which is the fear, the fight, the I can't do this, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm lost, I've lost my way, into what it is that you actually really want.
Yeah. So with that being said, it's so true. I didn't even know what EFT tapping was really, until I met you. And it's so easy. It was like one of those things that you're just like, okay, let's do it. And I just felt like the first time I went to see you and we did our first session, the EFT tapping, I had a lot of emotions in my heart, and I had like this sharp pain in my chest. And I think it was a lot of emotions that I was keeping in, and I wasn't like releasing to feel them. And then, and then after our first session, I remember we tap on all of those emotions. And I remember I talked to you, and it was the most calm I've ever felt a long time. And so I remember leaving that day, and my friend called me and she's like, well, how do you feel? How did it go? And I was like, I cannot even explain to you the feeling I have. I'm like, I feel like the best way I can express it or say it is I feel calm.
Mm.
I feel in peace with myself. I feel just so light in my spirit. And
Yeah.
since that first time, I was like, this works. This is,
It works.
I've never felt that before, even with a therapist. You know what I mean? So it, I, it has so much power. And I think you have to be so open to want to be there, to want to work on yourself. I think that was my main reason why I reach out to you. I want to work on myself. I want to be a better person. I want to be a good mom. I want to be a good sister. I want to be a good daughter. I want to be a good partner. So I think the reason why I reach out to you is because I knew I needed to work on myself, and I knew I needed to do that somehow. And so I'm just so glad I found you, because I feel so much better since day one. We had our first session. I can even express it. Like I always tell my clients, you just have to go try it.
Oh, thank you.
Can even say, and you know, some of my clients were like, you look different. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, you look different. And I'm like, they're like, your eyes, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe because I've been doing EFT therapy. I don't know. But it was, I feel better. I feel better as a person, um, and just happy and just calm. And I think that's the best way to describe it. And working through my emotions and working through my, and you know, you pointed out something like, um, feel your emotions. It's not about like not feeling them. It's about feeling them and then releasing them.
Moving through it. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. I know you're helping so many people right now that's feeling exactly how you felt when you first started. And then what I love so much is that in just 5 sessions, right, you've already moved into the manifestations phase. Your last session was 100% all about manifestation, right? Where you hop on Zoom and I say, okay, what is it that you're feeling today? And you're like, well, I'm feeling really good. So like, okay, what do you want? Which is really my specialty, which I love, because we need to be in that place of receiving and giving, in order to then really manifest and create what we want in our lives. And you're so right that whatever we're feeling on the inside comes out. And so you see it in your eyes. I swear my skin got more clear when I started tapping. Yeah, it's that belief that whatever we're holding on the inside of us is bubbling it up and it's coming out on the outside. And it might show up as hip pain. It might show up as, something else. That's my belief, right? I have to say that, like, I am not a doctor. That's my complete belief, is that whatever is happening on the inside of us manifests as a physical ailment on the outside. And what it really is your body's just like kind of telling you, hey, like, pay attention to me. This is going on right here. Something is happening, and it could be something pretty traumatic, and it can also be something that is fairly easy to take care of. Where, like you said, you met me when you were at a pretty low place in your life, and within a few sessions, by 5th session, we were already in the manifestation phase, and you were ready to create and have something more in your life. More meaning that being so grateful and having gratitude for where you're at in order to receive even more and to be able to put more onto the planet, right? Yeah.
Something. On the first session, I knew you changed my life. And
You're gonna make me cry.
like on the first session, like, it's pretty amazing. So, and I am so happy we're here. And we were talking about manifestation last time, right? I'm like, Chantel, I want to manifest all of these things. And I believe in manifestation so much already. And just having you and guiding me through how to manifest, because I'm like, yeah, I believe in manifestation. Everything you put out there, it comes back to you, right? But then you're always like, well, this is how it works. This is how you do it. And so then you're like, oh, okay, yes, I get it. You know what I mean? So it's just that knowledge that you share with us. It's just incredible. And we all need that help. Sometimes we're
Yeah.
lost, know how to manifest or how to work with our own emotions to get to that point. So, yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because so I was talking with someone yesterday, and I was like, I think I counted at one point, and I have like right around 7 mentors myself right now, which is like what it's all about, right? Like, if I am expected to help guide and mentor everyone that's signing up with me and becoming my client, I'm taking I'm taking you under my wing, so to speak, and I am up leveling you and I'm helping you to see what it is that you can't see, then it's my ethical obligation to also keep doing the same thing. And we're all just kind of like up leveling and raising the consciousness of the planet all together at the same time. And that's really what it's about also. So thank you so much for saying that. I also want to say something that you said at the very, very beginning, like before we even hopped on this live, and you said, okay, I'm okay with announcing my pregnancy. Like, quite possibly could be the first time you have announced it, because you said like now you're 13 weeks, right? Yeah. And we started when you were 6 weeks pregnant. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that feels amazing for you to be able to say it out loud to the universe also.
Yes. I'm like, yeah, I'm pregnant, and it's amazing. So
Yes, I love that. I love that for you. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is I'm going to go ahead and do this ticker here. I think that it's a ticker, but it'll kind of run by, and we'll talk about how to join the RiZe tribe. Yeah, there we go. So if you are watching right now, or you're watching the replay back, feel free to please comment, tag friends or family members that you feel like could really use the RiZe tribe in your life, that could use some private sessions with me. You can just hashtag RiZe tribe. I'll be able to find it from there. And I'm just like, I'm open about money. We talk about manifesting, we talk about money. It's $1,800. What you get is 6-month membership into the RiZe tribe. And what that looks like is private sessions with me, or we move you into the RiZe tribe, or I refer you to another practitioner that would be a better fit for you. But the main thing is that we find where your home is. 100% I can help you. You can come in and I can help you. I have 2 spots open for the month of March where I can, on my schedule, right? Where I would love to work with you. So just comment below, hashtag RiZe tribe, maybe even comment, tag a friend and hashtag the RiZe tribe. And then I can reach out to you. I can help you get started. You can also go to my website. There's so many different other ways you can do this. But main thing is just hashtag here. That way you can circle back to it. And really what you're doing when you leave hashtags like this, or you say RiZe tribe, or you're just watching this, you're commenting with a friend, you're making the next step. You're signaling to the universe that you're ready for change in your life, ready for more in your life. And it starts with just a simple, like watching this, watching it back, hashtagging RiZe tribe, and saying, I'm ready for the next step. I'm ready to do the next thing. Because I think you spoke on it so well, Cici, about why someone should, right? And then where you can get. And the truth is, I had a lot of issues when I first started talking about manifestation. And it's so much more than the law of attraction, right? It's so much more than just asking for something, believing you're going to get it, and then just receiving it, which is what I used to think years and years and years ago. There's so much more in that. It's the emotions, the feelings that you have around it. And so if you're a person that writes down affirmations, you recite affirmations, you do the law of attraction, and you're like, but nothing's happening. Like excuse me. That's what we talk about. And I think that's what you're touching on a little bit more, is that it's my intuitiveness. It's my, for the first time, really opening up and speaking out about, that's how I've always taught Pilates. I watch someone move their body and I know emotionally what's going on, and I'm able to help them take the next exercise that they should be doing in order to clear out that emotional blockage that they have in their body, and everything coming from the spine. And so it's the same thing here with the EFT tapping that we do, and in these coaching sessions or these mentoring sessions. So yeah, I think that's all. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Yes, of course. I love that you're raising your hand.
So you invited me to the RiZe tribe, and I felt so special. I literally was like, oh my gosh, I feel so special. I want to be part of something with amazing women, with you as our coach. I knew I was looking for something already since last year. I think last year was so tough for everybody. And I was just feeling like I needed something in my life. I needed to be around people like-minded, people that want the same things. So I just felt like when you invited me to do this, I felt really special. I felt, especially because we already had our sessions, and I felt like this was really going to help me. So, and I love it. I love that we have a community. I love that we can get together once a month and hear other people's stories and talk to them, and talk about our goals and dreams and how to get those things and everything. So I love it, and I'm really appreciated for you for inviting me to be part of the RiZe tribe. So
yeah, absolutely. And it really is that it is a collective. And that I'm like the mama bear. I'm protective of all of you that's in there, and so there are certain things that I look for when inviting someone into the RiZe tribe. So even though it says like comment below right here on how to join, and it's the price point, what that means is that you start with private sessions with me, and we go through the sessions, and then I either invite you into the RiZe tribe, or I find a practitioner that I feel like you would be a better match for. And there's just certain things that, you know, for example, right now, I'll just share that, like, I told you this essay too, and I tell everyone that I F-bomb a lot when when I'm really me, and I'm just speaking from the heart, and it just kind of, it slips out. And so, yeah, like even, you know, when I'm doing these kind of lives, sometimes I hesitate because I'm like, I hold it in. But that's one small thing that, like, for example, we might not be a match if you're offended by a lot of cursing because I do F-bomb a lot. I don't know about a lot, but like I do. It just slips out. But I'm so excited for this next. So this Saturday is our second meetup together, and it's something that I so look forward to. I created all month long, and I'm really excited for this month. It's something that I don't run it like as a course, or, you know, it's just a collective. It's this snowball effect that every time we meet up, you can hop in at any time and not feel lost, and continue to move forward, and continue to feel better, and continue to do better, and continue to create what it is that you really want in your life. So thank you so much for being the very first person. I think we were just like, it was at the end of your last session, right? And I was like, hey, let's do a live and let's talk about this, because we were talking about everything that you just said. And I was like, so many other people need to know this and need to hear this. And, you know, I'm ready to promote it. And it felt like the 1st of March. Why not? It's a good time. 1st of the month, right? Yeah. And I see that Melody, I just want to acknowledge you and say thank you so much for writing this. It, like, you know, I could cry when you talk about like changed your life in your very first session. So worth it. Another thing that I help women with is knowing that we're worthy of it, knowing that we're worthy of the time, and we're worthy of the money to invest in ourselves, because one, we're worthy of it because we're worthy of it. And sometimes if you need to pull something else out of that, is that by taking care of yourself, by filling up your own cup, you then are able to give more to others. You're able to give more to your partner, to your children, to your community, to your job, to your career, to what it is you really want. So if you're not quite there yet, in order to say, yes, I'm ready, let me do this for me, know that just by doing this, you are then changing the lives of like the ripple effect of the barista at Starbucks when you go to get your coffee because they see it in your eyes, right? Or you're just so much a little bit more kind in such a different kind of way also. I don't think that came out really well, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're always taking care of others and we don't take care of ourselves. And sometimes we're the most important person so we can be good for everybody else. Yeah.
It's so true. It's so true. And I use the oxygen mask theory all the time. You know, when you're on a flight and you're told, put the oxygen mask on your kids first, or sorry, on yourself first. Well, there's a slip. Put that on yourself first, because if you put it on your kids, or you put it on your partner, you put it on someone next to you, what good are, like, how are you going to be able to help them moving forward if you're then passed out, right? And that's like a little traumatic to like image, but I think a lot too, like I'm a very visual person, so I think of like myself being full, filled up, and as I give and I give and I give and I deplete myself, there's nothing left to give, and I keep giving and I keep giving, and you're kind of giving the scraps, so to speak, to others. And so if right now you're not at that place mentally to know that you're worth it, use that as an example that you're able to show up better in your career and everything else in your life by taking care of yourself first. You're so, like, it's so true. It feels like such a weird thing to still be talking about, right? But it's so, so true. Yeah. It's the guilt over it also. So, alrighty, my friend, thank you so much for doing this with me. I know you're going to help so many people. The ripple effect here, someone is going to see this. Many people are going to see this. They're going to hashtag RiZe Tribe, and quite possibly be there on Saturday with us after maybe a couple of sessions this week. So, all right.
And thank you for having me and sharing a little bit of my story. And thank you for everything you've done for me.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I love you so much. All righty. I'll see you soon. All right. Bye, everyone. Hashtag.